Pascal. You are now rocking with that dude Pascal. We be going wild, Haitian in the building, so original. Got the haters catching feelings. Get your hands up to the ceiling and keep them held high. Cause St. Louis isn't ready. Forget about it, goodbye. Hold up, we just saying hi. Five somebody, rise up. Weekdays, catch us live. Somebody, let's go.
Good morning. Good afternoon and good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Pascal Show. Hope you guys are all doing well out there. Hope this show finds you in great spirits, as it should. Put you in good spirits. Why? Because you're another day above the earth, another day out of the dirt, okay, is a doggone blessing. If you agree with me, show some love by putting some purple heart emojis in the chat. That'd be greatly appreciated. You happy to be alive? Because I am. Every day's a blessing. Let's not forget that. All right. But we got some things we got to talk about, y'all. There's some really interesting stuff going on. And I'm a bit confused. Hopefully my internet is going to be nice to me. Okay. Hopefully my internet will be nice to me. It's acting a little bit funky. All right. But we got some things we got to talk about. So do me a favor, because there's some new updates revolving around this attempt on Trump's life. The man behind the weapon that tried to take Trump out. Okay. So we got to talk about this because there's some very interesting stuff that's going on, and it's weird. Again, it's weird. So do me a favor. Hit that like button down below. If you're watching on the TikTok, make sure you hit some heart emojis or hearts, whatever, hit that like on the side. That'd be greatly appreciated. All right. Of course, if you're watching on all these other platforms, please be sure to crush that follow button. Follow me on TikTok. Follow me on all these other platforms, Facebook, X/Twitter, Instagram, all of them. Follow. Of course, crush that subscribe button here on my main channel here on YouTube. Go to my secondary channel, which, by the way, I put out a video just a couple hours ago or about an hour ago. Please go check it out, because it also revolves around the book that we have been looking at. I know this has nothing to do with what we're about to talk about, but we've been talking at nauseum almost about this particular book. Her ex-husband, okay, one of her exes, I'll be sure, father of one of her children, okay, spoke out about this particular book. I put out what he said on my second channel, The Pascal Show Clips. This is the reason why it's very important to make sure that you are subscribed to both channels, because there's going to be things that I'm not talking about on the main channel that I'm talking about on the secondary channel. So make sure The Pascal Show Clips is that you are subscribed to that channel, The Pascal Show Clips. Okay? Please and thank you. Don't forget to subscribe here too. Hit that join button down below. Become a member. Check out my Patreon, patreon.com/The Pascal Show. And of course, do not forget to check out pascalmerch.com. We got some really great clothes, t-shirts, you name it. We got it all over there. So show some love by simply checking out that website, pascalmerch.com. Okay, guys, we have got some things to get into. We got to get into some things. Okay, now the thing is that we have been dealing with, for a little while now, for a little bit, not a super long time, but for a little while, we have been discussing this situation that happened in Florida, West Palm Beach, Florida, where this man, Ryan Routh, took aim or tried to take aim at Trump. Now, remember, he was able to get in through shrubbery and then, of course, take aim on the outskirts of this golf course, the Trump International Golf Course, if I got the title correctly. Trump was in there playing a little golf, doing his thing, enjoying a relaxing day of playing some golf. And this guy went in through the outskirts on the perimeter of this course, set up. And apparently what we're understanding is that he camped out a whole 12 hours before this whole thing went down. He took his AK that he had with him and tried to point his muzzle through the fence to take aim at Trump. Luckily, Secret Service saw this and attacked. This man ran off. He jumped in his car. Luckily, there was a bystander. Luckily, there was an eyewitness. That eyewitness took a photo of the car while he was jumping into his ride, trying to drive off. And he was able to they were able to basically catch him several miles down the road, but they were able to catch him on the highway, pull him over, and arrest this man. This obviously is a photo of when he actually was detained. Now, what's interesting about this thing is there's now more information that's coming out. Actually, today, I don't know if it's already happened or if it's about to happen, but he's supposed to be in court today because he's going to be facing some serious charges for what he attempted to do. He was not successful. He did not squeeze the trigger, in fact, at all. He didn't do anything at all, except for setting everything up and then taking aim, right? But he didn't pull the trigger, which, of course, is obviously good for a lot of reasons. But I think for when they're trying to take him down, trying to charge him with harsher things, they can't really charge him with harsher things because he didn't pull the trigger. So we'll see what happens with that. But nonetheless, allegedly, there's been a letter. He wrote a letter, which is also something that is very, very interesting. And we got some of it right here. And I mean, his handwriting's actually not as bad as I thought it would be. But you can see it right here. He wrote this letter, okay, which we are going to get into here in just a little bit. But of course, I want to share this article with you guys first, which is crazy because this would be madman, right? Let's just be real. This is a madman, all right? He was going to cause some serious problems, okay? And sorry, guys, the internet's been being a little bit choppy. There's, a storm passing through and all that in my area right now. So just ride with me, okay? And if I have to repeat myself, I will, okay? But this guy's a madman. Let's be real. No matter what, he actually tried to take out Trump. He tried to. He camped out for a long time. He did everything he could to try to take out Trump. He didn't pull the trigger, but he tried. Thank God he didn't, because let's be real. This shouldn't be happening on America's soil at all, on any political leader, no matter how you feel about that person or not. Every single person that wants a shot at the brass ring, shot at the crown, should be protected and shouldn't have their lives hanging at the balance every single time that they make a public outing. That's crazy, guys. That's absolutely insane. But apparently in this letter, he says that he was putting a bounty on Trump. $150K to whoever finishes the job. This is what he says, which is wild. And this is in a letter that I'm also wondering, when did he write this? When did he write this letter? That's one piece that I think that we all want to know, right? When did he write this alleged letter? So let's take a look at this, okay? Because you'll find out it's very interesting. All right. So Ryan Wesley Routh, that is the assailant's name, the alleged would-be Trump I can't use that word so much, revealed his lethal intentions in a letter he wrote prior to getting arrested. Now, I'm curious. Did he write this when he was on the run? Did he write this when he was in his car driving down the road trying to get away from 5-0 after he tried to attempt taking Trump out? Interesting, right? According to the Justice Department, this is what they're saying, that he wrote this prior to getting arrested. That's very important to hear. That's very important to listen to. I want to make that abundantly clear. Take a listen, okay? So, federal prosecutors released the troubling note Monday, today, saying Routh wrote about his plans to take out former President Trump. All right. And in it, also calls on others to make attempts on his life, on Trump's life. The note even promised a hefty monetary reward to whomever, quote unquote, finished the job. Part of the note reads, this was a attempt, I got to use these code words, on Donald Trump, but I failed you. I tried my best and gave it all the gumption I could muster. It is up to you to finish the job. I will offer $150K to whoever can complete the job. Mind you, this was written before his arrest. How far back was this written? I know some of you guys, wheels are turning. Some of those questions are coming out because you guys are inquisitive mother lovers like me. Hold on. Per the Justice Department, Routh penned the letter months ago. Yes. He wrote this months ago, y'all. This wasn't like he wrote this the night before, the day before, the moments after this situation. So there's two questions that pop up in my mind. Number one, did he know that he was going to get up there and not pull the trigger months ago? Did he plan, oh, okay, I'm a peaceful man, peace, man, peace and love, man. I'm not going to pull the trigger, man, because I'm all about I'm pacifist, man. Was he like that? Did he know he was? Was there another time that he tried to take Trump out? I got questiones. Like I said before, I got questiones. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. Was there an attempt on Trump prior by this man, or did he know ahead of time that he was just going to get so close and then decided not to do it? Like I said, it just doesn't make any sense. I see some of you guys are saying that you guys are having issues. Hold on. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with the internet. It's been in and out. But if you can, just try to refresh. Okay? Try to refresh. Can you guys hear me? Hit the number 1 if you guys can hear me over here. I know the TikTok can hear me, but hit the refresh. Hit the number 1 if you guys can hear me. Okay? Okay, cool. I'm going to continue on then. All right. So my question, though, I'm going to repeat that one more again. Thank you, TikTok. Thank you guys on TikTok. I'm wondering, was there a prior attempt on Trump's life that he did not succeed at again? Okay. Or was this something that he knew he was going to do, that he wasn't going to go and do it, but he still wanted to see how close he could get to try to inspire others to try to take out Trump as well? Think about it for a second. If this was penned months ago, there's only two things. There's only two situations. Either this guy tried to take out Trump one time before, or he did something. Either he tried to do it before, or he knew that he was not going to make it, that he knew that he was not going to pull the trigger when he went to this golf course and did what he did. That he's a peaceful man. He's not a violent human being. He would never do something like this, right? So I am quite curious. What happened here? Justice Department says he wrote that months ago. Okay. And he left it in a box at someone's home. So this is not some magic trick where he just suddenly wrote this and suddenly out of nowhere materialized in someone's home, in this box in someone's home. No, he left it in someone's home months before he even tried to do at least what we know, this first attempt on taking out Trump. Interesting, right? DOJ says the box has also had ammunition and a metal pipe inside of it. The recipient of the box and the letter, who has not been named by the DOJ, reportedly opened the chilling gift after Routh was named a suspect in this attempt against Trump. The materials were later handed over to the authorities. DOJ says Routh also left a handwritten list in his car, which had dates and places where the former prez was set to appear. Authorities say they found 6 cell phones while they searched his vehicle, one of which reportedly had a Google search about traveling from Palm Beach County to Mexico. The information was released by the DOJ as part of a detention memo ahead of his hearing today, where Judge McCabe will decide if Routh should continue to be held until his arraignment next week. Yes, keep him in there for as long as you bloody can. Lock him up and throw away the doggone key, if you ask me. As we previously reported, Secret Service spotted an AK-style rifle peeking from shrubbery only hundreds of yards away from where Trump played golf in West Palm Beach, Florida. Now, again, like I said, it's weird that he had all of this, right? We already know that Secret Service saw him, and they actually pulled the trigger before he even pulled the trigger. But again, he wrote a letter basically saying, I failed you. But hey, here's $150K if you can finish the job. That was months ago. So why is he writing this letter? The hell is he writing this letter for? Like I said, it's weird. The timeline ain't timelining. So you mean to tell me that he tried to do something in the past and it did not work, or he knew all along that he was not going to try to take Trump out at all? But maybe he's trying to inspire others to do it. See how simple it was? I was in the shrubbery and I got this close to Trump, just like Thomas Matthew Crooks. Anybody who can do it, here's $150K. Interesting, right? Which is also a recipe for disaster, because you know what? Now that this is out, now that this letter's out, somebody's crazy enough to look at this and go, well, maybe I could do that. Yeah, I think it's possible. Maybe I can do it. You realize how insane that is, right? You don't think that Thomas Matthew Crooks didn't inspire the likes of Ryan Routh to do what he tried to do? Well, camped out and just hung out in that area. I mean, think about it for a second. Think about it for a second. You're telling me no inspiration whatsoever? So then there's going to be somebody else that's looking at what Ryan Routh did. Maybe they're seeing this letter out here and they're going, oh, wow, he got so close. Maybe I can do the same thing too. You see what I'm saying? It inspires other sickos. It inspires other madmen. It inspires other psychos out here to try to do something unthinkable. But the thing that really throws me off is the fact that this allegedly was written months ago, put into a box, and given to a friend months ago. So it's not like he wrote this while he was on the run, trying to run away from 5-0 after he tried to take a shot at the former president. Because imagine, look at his handwriting. His handwriting alone, and I'm not sitting here saying that I'm like a handwriting expert or anything, but I clearly know what it looks like when somebody's in a panic trying to write something really fast while they're driving away from 5-0. It's going to be an absolute mess. This is pretty neat, and his handwriting's pretty decent for a guy. Just to be completely real, it's actually pretty decent for a guy. Mine's like chicken scratch. Hey, have mercy. Okay, people are like, "What are you drawing hieroglyphics? Like, what the hell? Is that writing, Pascal? Damn, my handwriting is terrible. Okay, but his is pretty damn good. This is not written while he's on the run. Okay, definitely not written while he was running and gunning out here, literally. So let's take a look at this article, this letter here. I'm going to try to read it as best as I can, but it's kind of it's not the best photo in the world, but it says, "Dear world." Wow. "Dear world, this was an blank attempt on Donald Trump, but I am sorry I failed you. I tried my best and gave it all the gumption I could muster. It is up to you now to finish the job, and I will offer $150,000 to whomever can complete the job. Everyone across the globe, from the youngest to the oldest, know that Trump is something to be anything. Unfit to be anything, much less a U.S. president. U.S. presidents must at bare minimum embody the moral fabric that is America and be kind, caring, and selfless, and always stand for humanity. Trump fails to understand any of, and that's it. I'm assuming any of that. But this is what he wrote in a letter that he wrote, by the way, months in advance. Now, the part, okay, what he says here, blah, blah, blah. Okay. The latter half where he's like, getting on his soapbox and basically saying, hey, can't believe these people did this and so on and so forth. Trump is this and that. Like I said, doesn't matter what you think. Doesn't matter how you feel about Trump. I honestly don't care right now. On this particular show, on this particular subject matter, don't care. Because at the end of the day, you have somebody who is running to maybe get his seat back, right? Get back into the throne, all right? And his life is being threatened. This is the same thing that goes with Harris. This is the same thing that goes with any other person that wants to run for president from now all until the end of time, okay? Until America doesn't exist anymore, all right? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. No matter what happened here should not have happened. We need to protect our elected officials, our leaders in general. This is an absolute travesty and a stain on our country. That's what I truly think. It's an absolute embarrassment. Then it also inspires maybe other foreign entities to believe that they can get that close, that they can continue to try. Like I said, this is the same thing when we look at these school tragedies, these mass tragedies. Shoot, we still talking about the stuff that's going on, that happened at Winder, Georgia, at the Appalachian High School. Let's not forget the other tragedy, the mass tragedy that just happened in Birmingham, Alabama. I mean, it's still going on, but you got to remember, Columbine happened first, and then everything came after that. All these other people thought, oh, I'm inspired to do the same thing. Now we're seeing the same thing here too. Thomas Matthew Crooks tried to take out Trump, was unsuccessful. Then all of a sudden, we got a new guy, Ryan Routh, trying to do the same doggone thing. I feel like it's turning into some sort of epidemic. And it's just going to inspire other people to try to do the same doggone thing. Now we got this new theme. And this could be extremely dangerous for everyone. Not even just presidential hopefuls. I'm talking about the people who are going to these events, people who are just trying to root for their for the political figure that they look up to, that they the policies that they love, the policies that they root for. You can catch a bullet. What happened in Butler, Pennsylvania could happen countless times over and over and over again. Again, this is something that is terrifying to me, okay? Like I said, this situation right here, he wrote this months ago. You're telling me other people aren't out here looking at what he tried to do and what TMC, Thomas Matthew Crooks, tried to do as well? You don't think that they're all sitting there going, ooh, yeah, let me try this too. I could do the same thing, but this time I'll succeed. So yeah, I got some crazy theories about this though. If you just saying it out loud, all right? I got some crazy theories, and this is me because I'm a thinker and a doer. Okay, a mousecouture. I've been watching way too much Mickey Mouse with my child. But moving on. Okay, you really have got to realize that he said this. Let me repeat the first line for you guys. This was an attempt. Of course, I'm going to skip certain keywords here, okay? So he said, "Dear world, this was an attempt on Donald Trump, but I'm so sorry I failed you." Bang. Stop right there. This was written months ago. And he says, "My bad. Lo siento." Okay? Lo siento. But what happened, though? When did it happen? When did you try to take out Trump? Because if this was written months ago, how did you know in the future that you were not going to pull the trigger? Unless he's some sort of time traveling. I'm not going there. Sorry, that's somebody else's channel that's wearing the tinfoil hat being like, aliens, man, ancient aliens, man. Nah, this guy knew that he was not going to pull this trigger. I think he believed that by doing this, he would set an example, set some sort of precedent that would inspire others to try to do the same. See how close I got, everybody? See how close I got? Now, I wasn't going to pull the trigger because I already knew I was going to fail. But I hope this will inspire others. And also, let me slap on 150 racks. Let me just throw on 150 racks real quick. How does that look? See how close I got? I only got 500 yards away from him. Ain't that crazy? Unless there's something that we do not know about. Unless he literally went and did something that we do not know about that happened months ago. Maybe he had some sort of device that went boom, boom, that didn't go boom, boom, right? Maybe there's something that he set up ready to take aim and then just could not muster enough courage or, couldn't muster enough to actually pull the doggone trigger. That's not courage. You know what I mean? Okay. He couldn't do it. You've seen those movies where the characters, sitting there, his sights are set. He's got it all set up on that deer. And then he goes, I can't. You know what I mean? I can't do it. I can't pull the trigger. Right? Maybe that's what happened. Maybe it happened before. And then again, it happened this second time. Right? God only knows. But all I can say is this exists. So has he done it before and failed? Or did he know he wasn't going to pull the trigger in hopes that he could set an example for other people to try to get them to actually do the job? Let's not forget the next line is, it is up to you to finish the job. And I will offer $150K to whomever can complete the doggone job. written months ago. Again, is there something deeper going on here? Is there something sinister and more deep going on here or no? I got questions, but let me share this with you guys. We got a video I want to share with y'all. And again, something just ain't mathing right to me. Okay? Something's a bit odd. Now, obviously this man's locked up, but at the same time, like I said, this could very much inspire others. And that's the part I get scared of. I get worried because it's not only the elected officials and political leaders and these presidential hopefuls that we should be worried about. It's all of us that we should be worried about as well. Say, oh, Trump is making an appearance at a local piggly-wink. Yeah, bad things could happen if he's out there in public. You could be a casualty too. And that's the thing that I'm trying to talk about. That's the one thing I'm trying to bring awareness to, that these public appearances, and it could just be Harris. It could be Walz. It could be Vance. It could be any of these people, right? And all of a sudden, retaliation happens. Something catastrophic happens, and you get caught in the wave of the catastrophe. This is scary. And now we got a new fad going on. A brand new fad. What is that? People trying to take out elected officials. It's terrifying. It's absolutely terrifying. But let me show you with you guys this video, this clip from News Nation. They talk about this. And let me tell you, the guest that they have on this show is absolutely hilarious. Okay. I'm just this lawyer talking about what Ryan Roush could be facing here. And the fact that there's a possibility that he cannot lean on the insanity plea because this letter that he posted, that he wrote months ago, shows that this is premeditated, that there's premeditation to this actual thing, that he can't really use the insanity plea if he was to lean on that. Because clearly this guy's off his rocker for sure. Something ain't right. And the other thing too, I want to say too, before we get into this, we did on the secondary channel, which is the reason why, let me just say this again. Okay, please go subscribe to the secondary channel, because I'm giving you bits and pieces, little nuggets, if you will, love, over there on the second channel. It's called Pascal Show Clips, love. Go over there, subscribe. Be greatly appreciated, because I'm giving you gems, love. Gems, okay, over there. Because sometimes I can't do an hour long, hour and 30-minute long show. Sometimes I just gotta bang, bang, bang and get out. That sounds weird. That sounds very Diddy. Goo. But moving on though. I talked about this. His son sitting there going, oh no, he's not a violent individual. He's not that kind of guy at all. No, he doesn't ride like that. I think they need to go and talk to the son one more again. Because I feel like the son is just saying things for the sake of saying things. Okay? I'm just going to keep it real. Just keeping it real. All right? All right? I subbed a while back, only this channel and your second. Well, thank you, Mom Life. I appreciate that. You know what I mean? Because you're loyal. You're smart. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. But yeah, like I said, I feel like the son is lying. You're telling me you didn't see your dad seem a little bit unhinged? Why did you guys have a falling out? Why are you guys estranged for so long? Could it be because your father's been a bit radical? Asking for a friend. Let's continue though. Let's take a look at this video.
Routh, the suspect in the second assassination attempt against former President Trump, has now released a letter talking about what he was doing that day. This is a written note submitted as part of the government filing today. Routh says, quote, "Dear world, This was an assassination attempt on Donald Trump, but I am so sorry I failed you, adding that he believes Trump is unfit to be anything, much less a president. He is expected in court within the next couple of hours for a pre-trial detention hearing. Routh is facing 2 federal gun charges. More serious charges are possible as federal investigators scour his electronics and other evidence. Here now is Dave Ehrenberg, state attorney for Palm Beach County, Florida. Pretty shocking message in this handwritten letter now coming out from the suspect in this case. What do you make of this, Dave?
That's real news, Marnie, for a few reasons. First, it means that he's not getting bond today. He's going to be stuck in pretrial detention until the trial. Also, it means now it's more likely that at some point the feds will charge him with something more serious than this current charges, perhaps attempted assassination of a former president, perhaps attempted murder of a major presidential candidate, because the biggest obstacle was proving his intent, and just the fact that he was stopped by Secret Service before he can get a shot off, even though that was a good thing, that actually works against prosecutors trying to establish this guy's intent. Well, he just made his confession, and that's going to come back to haunt him, because now I do.
Hold on, I'm rolling that back. He just said, like, him not taking the shot can work in his favor, right? But at the same time, the fact that he wrote this letter shows like a letter of intent, premeditation, guys.
And that's going to come back to haunt him, because now I do think it makes it more likely that the feds could charge him more serious crimes. So this is going to work against him in various ways. And another way is that it undermines his insanity defense. I think that probably was going to happen, that he was going to use an insanity defense if this ever goes to trial. But the words he used shows that he knew what he was doing. This was premeditation. This was thought out. This wasn't just a guy just decided to do something crazy. He didn't know the difference between right and wrong. He's apologizing for not doing it and hoping someone else does it. And then he fled. So it looks like he did know that what he did was wrong and against the law. So this letter really hurts him in many ways.
Right. And it's really.
Now, again, he says the letter's going to hurt him in many, many ways. And of course, it's going to hurt him in many ways, because it shows premeditation. It shows that there could have been possibly an attempt on Trump's life in the past, not only just an attempt on Trump's life right now or just recently. We're talking about months ago. Like I said, it does make you wonder what's going on. And I'm hoping that law enforcement and the powers that be, okay, all of them, all the acronyms, hopefully they're being smart and they're looking at this and being inquisitive mother lovers like myself and a lot of y'all in the chat too, in all these chats, wondering, hey, what could this possibly mean? Did he try before? And let's interrogate him and find out if there was an attempt before. And also, who's helping him? Let's not forget, who is helping this guy? How did he know? Again, I'm going to keep asking this until we actually get the answers, or, hopefully we do get the answers eventually. But how did they know? How did he know, I'm sorry, that there was going to be, that Trump was going to be at this golf course on that particular day, at that particular time? How did he know? And of course, all we can do is hope and pray that law enforcement is doing everything they can to look into this and find out the truth. Because again, it just doesn't make sense. And to me, it looks like either there's some weird, strange, sinister plot to have him be the fall guy for something much bigger. That he's like, hey, here's my letter to the rest of the world. Here's the other thing too. Ooh, this is insane. What I'm about to say is absolutely knuckin' futz. But I'm going to say it anyway. Okay, this is absolutely crazy, but let's put on the tinfoil hats for just 2 seconds. What if he wasn't supposed to take aim? Like, what if he wasn't supposed to pull the trigger? That's what I meant. What if he wasn't supposed to pull the trigger at all? He just was deciding to be the fall guy because he's hoping that other people will look at this and say, oh, it's that easy? Oh, snap. Or even crazier. See, now I'm putting the whole tinfoil hats on the head right now. Or he was the guinea pig. Think about it for a second. He was the guinea pig. I know this is crazy. This is tinfoil hatty stuff. So just ride with me for a second. Okay? He is the guinea pig. Let's see how close you can get to him. Let's just try it. Don't need to pull the trick. You got the weapon there just in case, if you feel ever so inspired to pull trigger, you can. Now you have the weapon there. But let's see how far. Let's see how close you can get. In fact, film it on your GoPro that you have so conveniently posted on the fence. Yeah, right. For the two, if you're feeling froggy, pull the trigger. But if you don't feel froggy, okay, or if you get caught really fast, retreat. Yeah, Black Anonymous. Like, was this a practice run? Yeah, I know. Tinfoil hat is on tight, but I'm just saying. Remember, hey, take a look at all this. I did this, this, and this. I was 4 to 500 yards away from the man. I had a very, very high-powered weapon in my possession. Could have easily cherry-picked the hell out of Trump from that distance, but I still didn't pull the trigger. Yet I wrote a letter saying I failed you months in advance because I knew I wasn't going to pull the trigger because I'm trying to inspire other people to try to do this thing for the country, or what he believes is for the country. Okay, I'm done hitting that button, but at the same time, think about it for a second. What if he was the guinea pig? What if he was? Now, I know that's insane. I know that sounds crazy, but think about it. Then he writes this letter, or he wrote this letter way in advance, and then even on top of it, if it feels like that moment in I don't know if it's like John Wick 2, I think, when he's suddenly excommunicato. Remember? You guys seen the John Wick movies? They're fire, right? I mean, the first two are fire. They all kind of a little bit. You know what I mean? Sometimes there's just too much action. Does that make sense? But anyway, in the movie, when he's finally at the end, he is excommunicato. And there's a huge alert. These baddies that look like they're all those suicide girls. You know what I mean? They're all tatted up baddies. They're like operators putting in the bounty on his head, right? On John Wick's head. $5 million to take John Wick out, right? And everyone gets an alert. All the bad boys, all the most dangerous monsters, you know what I mean? Assassins and all that stuff all get the alerts, right? And then all of a sudden he's just with his dog running down Central Park while all these guys are kind of starting to zero in on him because he's surrounded by bad boys, right? It's almost like that. He's sending out a signal to all the bad guys. They're all getting a text message right now as we speak. 150,000 to do. You got pretty close, man. Maybe that's possible. Think about it. I know you guys. But I'm gonna just one more time. Indeed. Think about it. And maybe in his mind, he knew that if he failed and he gets arrested and they get their hands on this letter, they're gonna put it out to the public. And everybody and their mama gonna read it, like us talking about it right now. And the news talking about it and everything. $150. And hey, it's not even to text messages to the whole world. Everybody's reading the article right now as we speak, seeing these videos, seeing these news clips from on the tubes and on the internet streets. And they're all going, oh, damn, he got pretty close, though. 150 ain't bad. I mean, it's not great, but it's not bad. So, shoot, he got pretty close. Maybe it can be done. Tinfoil hat off. Now I'm taking it off. But I'm just saying, ain't that some crazy stuff? Think about it for a second, ladies and germs. Think about it. Now, that could be a very extreme theory, or it could be right on the freaking nose. But imagine if he's sitting there going, I know for a fact as soon as, like, why do you think all these monsters write these manifestos? Because they know for a fact it's going to be out there in the public for people to read. And then, but then it lands on listening ears, and sometimes it lands on the wrong ears. And then there's somebody out there going, I feel exactly how that person felt. And then they get inspired, and then they go and they do some tragedy at an elementary school or at a picnic, carnival, outside a hookah lounge. You don't think this is a signal sent out to all those baddies, all those madmen out there right now? Think about it for a second. Okay. Tinfoil has been off, but I'm just saying, this is weird. This was written months before, and he knew he was going to fail months before. I'm telling you right now, little Rai got some explaining to do. Let's continue.
Dangerous, Dave, because he says not only did I fail you, but he's offering a reward for anybody who can finish the job. How alarming is this now for the general public and for former President Trump and his team, along with the Secret Service?
Well, this guy clearly is a loon. I mean, he really has some serious mental health issues. Doesn't mean he's legally insane under the law. You have to not know the difference between right and wrong. But, there's a report out today that when he was over in Ukraine, he kicked a homeless person, has no empathy, he's a sociopath. People are coming forward and describing their experiences with him. So, his elevator doesn't go to the top floor, but it doesn't mean he's in.
I'm sorry. His elevator doesn't go to the top floor. That's the best line ever. I need to write that one down. His elevator doesn't go up to the top floor, but it doesn't mean that he's insane.
And as far as protecting the former president, the protection is going to have to be stepped up, especially as it gets closer to the election. The golf course where he golfs has some holes in the trees, and you can have a sort of more of a direct view of the former president when he's golfing. Now, fortunately, here you have the Secret Service who came and saw this guy before a tragedy happened. They're the ones who opened fire, according to all reports, not the suspects. So the Secret Service here really did their job.
What's going to happen, Dave, in court now, and especially given this new development?
Well, today he's going to ask for a bond. I don't know if they can do so with a straight face, because this guy clearly represents a serious danger to the community. I think he's also a flight risk. I mean, after all, after he tried to do this crime, he took off on 995. So I think that there is a zero chance that the federal magistrate will give him pretrial release. He is not going to be let out on bond. I'd be shocked if it happened. And then he'll have his arraignment a week later where he'll plead not guilty, and then it will move towards trial unless there's a plea agreement. Now, in the meantime, I do expect that the feds will add on perhaps some additional charges, including the charges we've discussed earlier, based on this note.
Thank you for watching.
Okay. So again, all right. Of course, we're going to find out if he gets bond, and all that stuff, in which I agree with this lawyer here. There is no way he's getting bond. He's going to be locked up for good, okay, until he sees the inside of a courtroom and goes through trial, unless he pleads guilty or he gets some sort of plea deal of some sort. We'll see what happens from this point on. But nonetheless, guys, you got a dude who wrote a letter months before all of this went down, talking about how he failed. It just doesn't make sense to me. I mean, it makes perfect sense to me in that conspiracy theory, MK Ultra, aliens, ancient aliens, tinfoil hat wearing type of way. Okay. And that my theory could be absolutely right. But at the same time, I have no proof of that theory. But you mean to tell me that he knew he was going to fail, but ahead of time? What, did he talk to Sloan Bella and get some premonitions from our YouTube psychic out here? I'm just saying. How did he know he was going to fail? Months before he even tried. Unless he tried before, or he was supposed to be the guinea pig. Yeah, like I said, I know, some of y'all haven't seen John Wick or John Wick 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, but still, okay, when he went excommunicado, you understand it when you see it. The reason why I say excommunicado that way. But it's almost like every other hitman, every other bad madman out here is getting a signal right now from this letter right here. If it will come up, there it is. And they're all sitting there going, okay. He got very close. Let me see if I could try. TMC tried. Got very close. Some of these mother lovers are crazy and thinking, maybe third time's a charm. I don't know. All I know is that Trump better have security out the wazoo. He better be using those bulletproof types of glass like a mug, because at the same time, and I feel the same thing about all the other political, all these political figures, all the presidential hopefuls. I'm talking about Harris, Walz, and Vance. They should up their security like a mother lover. That's what they need to do. Because this is not how our country should be. We should be better. But unfortunately, that's not the world that we live in. Unfortunately, we just don't live in that kind of world right now, at least. So they better give it a good injection of testosterone, steroids, into their security and beef that mother lover up. That's what I think about all of that. Anyway, guys, that's the show. I appreciate all y'all. Like I said, it wasn't going to be a super long show. We got a lot to talk about. There's a lot going on and a lot of cases and stories going on. So we will be talking a lot more here. Oh my God, I forgot all your super chats and stuff. Hold on. We ain't done yet. That was a lie. It was all a lie. All right. But Elizabeth, thank you so much for the 20. Wow. Thank you so much for the love. I really do appreciate it. Thank you so very much. Rianne, thank you so much for gifting one membership. And please, guys, please consider becoming a member. And whoever just got gifted by Rianne, all I ask is for you to go and give back. Pay it forward. Okay. She just gave you some positivity. Give it back. Okay. Open the door for somebody, do something kind for somebody. Tell your man, your spouse, your lady that they look good today. Okay. That's all I ask. It's very, very simple. Michelle Woods, thank you so much. You think your handwriting is bad, Pascal? You just see me sign a check to pay my rent. Worse when a doctor's handwriting for the handwriting for doctors when they write prescriptions. Absolutely. You're like, what is that? What is that? You don't even know what it is. It's like, it's not even words. It's not even letters, y'all. It's not even letters. You're just looking at it like, man, maybe it's a magic eye. Maybe if I just look at it and squint and tilt my head to the right, maybe I'll see something. It's an elephant. You know what I mean? It's bad. It's very, very bad. Tracy, thank you so much. Dunblane, Scotland. Was first school tragedy in 96. Oh, okay. Thank you so much for that information. That's terrible. Mimi, thank you so much for the super stickers. So yeah, but like I said, it inspired so much, right? It continued going on and on and on and on, right? Melly, thank you so much for the super sticker as well. Thank you so much. But that's insane, right? Skinny, thank you so much for being a member for the past 7 months. I really do appreciate your support. Thank you, Pascal, for speaking out and speaking in kindness. Of course, that's the only way to do it, right? It takes 2 seconds to lead with love and kindness, right? It's free too. Elizabeth, thank you so much for being a member for the past 4 months. Keep up the good work. Thank you, Elizabeth. I appreciate it. Yeah, we coming in with the hot fire lately. It's been insane. With as far as the news cycle, the news be newsing like crazy. And trust me, we ain't done yet. That's why I keep saying, go to my secondary channel. Make sure you are subscribed to that secondary channel. Okay. I'm trying to get to 10,000 subscribers. We're getting there. We're almost at 7. We're almost in the 7s right now on the secondary channel. So please go subscribe to that secondary channel. Okay. Rebecca, thank you so much for the love. This political violence is insane and shouldn't be done on either side. Crazy people out there. Love your show. Yes, it shouldn't be. I agree. And I'll give you a horn for that. Okay. I agree. It should not be on. We should just let them run what they need. Let them cook, right? Let them do what they need to do. And then at the end of the day, okay, at the end of the day, we can sit there and we can vote. That's the way we make our voices heard. That's the way we fight. That's the way we defend. Our voices are heard through our votes, period. So if you find that Trump or Harris is the person that you love and respect, and you want to have elected into presidency, vote them in. That's it. Taking them out does not make anything better. It just makes the world go crazy, and it causes more mayhem than it actually needs to be. Because there's already enough mayhem. Okay, so it's the wild, wild west out there in these streets, especially when you're going to large gatherings. Unfortunately, you go to a concert, you go to a hookah lounge, you go to a mall, you go to a school. Any of these things, group settings, large amounts of people in one area, that's where all the danger is coming. It's terrifying to even think that. But like I said before, I went to an event just a couple days ago. Beautiful day. Well, actually, it was hot as balls, but still, it was a beautiful day. Beautiful, great music. Spent some time with fam, all that stuff. But in the back of my mind, lingering in the back of my mind, I'm like, wow, this is so wide open. Someone could literally come in here and do some damage. This is literally what it was in my head. Instead of actually enjoying my time with my family, right? Enjoying my time with people that were surrounding me. I had that in the back of my mind. And that, unfortunately, is how we all have to operate out here in these streets. It's disturbing, but that's the reality. I really can't wait for a day where we don't have to worry about those things. On God, I really hope that. But then, these mass tragedies have been happening for decades now. Decades. But they've ramped up even more now, more than ever. Something's got to give. And now it's bleeding into political parties, political events, so on and so forth. This is not how we get things done, America. It really isn't. I'm hoping at some point things will stop, but I don't know. And I've said it a million times. I just think that both parties need to agree on something. Of course, some may disagree with me on this, but I do think that there needs to be some sort of ban. And of course, I'm not some political pundit out here. I'm not running around. There's really great people that are or much more astute, much more well studied in regards to the controlling of these weapons and all that stuff. But in my heart of hearts, just shooting from the hip, pun not intended, I really do think that there's got to be some sort of ban. There's got to be. If it keeps going on the way it has been going on for a while, exactly like this, there's got to be something to quell this madness. And maybe a ban is the answer to it. I don't know. But like I said, I don't have the answers. I'm not a politician. Like I said, I'm just a guy here telling y'all stories and having conversations. So we'll see what happens. But we need to start protecting our own. And I think that, what is really, really wild to me is that there have been a lot of politicians, people who are, that lean more right, let's just say, that have had not only themselves or loved ones almost lose their lives at the hands of these types of high-powered weapons. And yet there's still no movement of trying to stop these things from happening. At least that's something what I've seen. But then I could sit there and say the same thing on the left too. There's a lot of talk, but there's not a whole lot of walk. So I don't know. I'm hoping at some point something gets figured out. But like I said, I'm just a guy. I'm just one person. I guess we're going to have to give it some time and see what happens here. Anyway, guys, that is the show. I appreciate all y'all for being here. Again, what are your thoughts on this letter? Okay. I know I said my crazy thoughts, but could they be crazy? I leave that up to you guys, okay? But before we get out, please do me a favor. Hit that like button down below. Crush it, make it do what it do, okay? Hit that heart down below if you're watching on the TikTok. Don't forget to follow me. Follow me on this platform. Follow me on these other platforms. We got a lot to talk about, okay? Facebook, X/Twitter, Instagram, okay? And the TikTok. Don't forget to hit that follow button. Subscribe to my main channel. Which is this channel. Go to my secondary channel, The Pascal Show Clips. Crush that subscribe button over there, please, and thank you. Crush it, all right? Hit that join button down below here. Become a member. Support the channel if you can. Check out my Patreon, patreon.com/The Pascal Show. And of course, we got some really great merch, guys. I'm telling you, stuff is fire. Go check it out. PascalMerch.com. Again, PascalMerch.com. Okay, guys? But anyway, have a great rest of your afternoon. I'll be seeing you guys in a couple hours, okay? But keep checking in. Make sure that your notification bells are set to all on both platforms, because I may be doing a pop-up video. I may just pop up with a live here, because there's always a breaking news story to break live. Anyway, guys, it is time to get going. Much love to you guys. Have a great rest of your day. Be good to yourselves. Be good to one another. We'll talk soon. This is The Pascal Show. Bye.